So I used to be very busy doing my weeks, working on 20 different things, I even felt kind of productive. But when Friday came around, I felt like I didn't get anything done and I didn't feel satisfied with my week, nor did I feel fulfilled. And I didn't feel like I made any meaningful progress towards my real goals. And I just worked on trivial things that made me feel productive. And this is how I changed it and my system that I use now in order to actually work on the things that matter and at the end of the week feel satisfied, made progress, and feel fulfilled. And I categorize my week pretty much in 8 different categories. And let's do this right here. And you can do this in like 20 minutes. It doesn't have to take long. I do this usually on Sunday night or Monday morning, somewhere in between before I start my week, which is very important. And I have personality, and learning. Then I have joy and emotions. Then we have relationship. So this is more like loving relationship. Then we have health. We have business or career, whatever it is for you. Then we have friendship. We have finance and charity. All right, so we're going to do this live. I'm not going to share every single detail in every category, but I'll give you guys an overview on me planning my week pretty much. So now that I have these categories, you can do this on a monthly basis as well, which I would suggest. And you have some quarterly goals and they are based off your yearly goals. So you break this down a little bit. And pretty much I just ask myself, like, what do I want to accomplish this week in this category? It's important you focus on accomplishment, not doing stuff, because you want to get a result or something that's really important. And what I also do, which is really amazing, works really, really well for me, is just asking myself, like, what things make me most anxious or uncomfortable. Okay, so usually whatever makes us most anxious or uncomfortable, at least for me, is what is most important, because I keep avoiding it, postponing it. And by asking myself that, I make sure I actually work on the most important thing and attack these stuff. And it creates a lot of momentum because you feel really, really good once you get these things out of the way pretty quickly. So now I would just ask myself and see, okay, what do I want to accomplish this week in personality and learning? And that pretty much everything around personal development. Maybe you want to start some habits. Maybe you want to learn a new hobby, something like this, something where you just want to grow something. For example, I started doing some music or learning an instrument. So I want to be able to finish the song I'm working on right now. Okay. So you can I would not do more than 2-3 because it's going to be too much and you're going to be too distracted. So just focus on the most important thing. And especially if you ask yourself this, you're going to be pretty much there already. Okay, so next one, joy and emotions. And again, this can be anything that gives you a lot of joy, pleasure, good feelings, purpose, whatever it is for you and what's meaningful to you. And for me, this might be something, taking a trip on the weekend or reading a good book that I want to finish or doing something fun with my girlfriend. Anything in between, like this is up to you. Something that just gives you pleasure and joy. Okay. Then relationship, that is pretty obvious. I'm not going to go into too much details, but anything you want to make with your girlfriend. So maybe I want to start what's making me anxious and uncomfortable. Might be going to a salsa class or some dancing class together with my girlfriend, which would be a good bonding thing to do together. So we could salsa class. Okay. That would be something I want to do. Okay, the next one is health. And this one for me is I'm training to do a mountain expedition. So my goal would be not to obviously hike up that mountain this week, but to prepare and do the training for it so I'm ready when the time comes. And in my case, I focus more on the system, aka the actions I can do in order to prepare myself for getting that outcome, which in my case would be roughly like 4 to 5 training sessions this week, plus like 2 recovery sessions. So sauna, Epsom salt bath, anything in between. That would be the goal there. For business, for example, is making like 2-3 YouTube videos, which I do right now. So already working on this. Then for my agency, I'll probably start scaling up my cold mailing campaigns. Let's just put 10x, which pretty much means just scraping more leads, sending more cold mails and things like this in order to scale up my client acquisition. For friendship would probably be, in my case, to stay more in touch with people and to get the habit better. So probably like messaging like 5 friends or something. Maybe that I haven't talked to in a month, sending them a message so we stay in touch. Then finance, again, this is up to you. Maybe it's something to track your costs, budgeting, maybe learn about some taxes and things like this, which it would be for me actually. I have to do some tax stuff here that I need to get done for my business, which is something I don't like to do. So this would be the uncomfortable thing. But by planning this in, and I already started last week and I'm gonna get this done this week. And charity, this can be anything, like whatever you feel makes meaning to you or is long-term something you want to encourage. Maybe it's donating some money, maybe it's helping somewhere. Whatever. It's up to you. Then the second category is actually, now that you have your outcomes and you know what you want to achieve this week, okay? By the way, this is more of an outcome. This is more like an action. But again, the outcome could be, you can also write this down. I already wrote down more the action here. The outcome would be to have like a better relationship or a stronger bond. You have to define what that is for you. But obviously you do this in order to achieve something. This as well, I already explained this. Those are more like results. Again, these ones as well. All right, the next one is actually to find out what is your emotional motive behind this. So why are you doing this? And why is this important to you? Okay, so what's the emotional motive behind it? What's the purpose behind it? What's the meaning behind it? And this one, for example, I want to feel more creative. This is my emotional meaning behind it. This is the why I'm doing this. Or increase my creativity, something like this. Creativity. Okay. Joy and emotions. Again, just write down what that is for you, the emotional meaning behind it. Again, here for the salsa class, it's probably something for me to deepen relationship, bond or something. Okay. Then the training for me is personally to feel like an athlete. I just love that feeling when you're exercising a lot, you're training a lot, your nutrition is on point, and you just feel like you're treating your body as an athlete. I just love that. Motivates me a lot. And the YouTube videos is, those are both like making progress in business, And again, this one would be more like building something with deeper meaning behind it. But based on space, we'll keep it there. This one is probably staying connected, nurturing friendships. The tax thing is, again, it's more like a business thing, to make progress in business, to keep it lean. And the charity thing, again, whatever that emotional motive is for you. Okay, now we have this. Now the thing is, you can't really start already acting on them because you don't really know what to do. So we need to write down the action steps. So to do. And basically, since my space is pretty small, but I'll just explain it here. You just write down what would action look like. Okay, so if this is the result, I want to finish that song. What do I actually need to do in order to do this? I probably need to work on it daily for 30 to 60 min or more plus, and actually work on that track, not some other track or some other song. Actually work on that thing for 60 minutes and then to do like all the different parts that need to be done in order to finish the song. Again, for the relationship, the salsa class is pretty simple. I just need to research where we can do this, and then we have to sign up and do the class. For the training, I need to do my daily tracking, so I know what my energy levels are, if my legs are heavy, if what kind of training I can do today, if it's going to be a heavy day or a light day or a recovery day. And then I need to schedule in the trainings, so maybe in my calendar or some other planner you use, when I'm going to do this, and maybe even build a little habit loop. So for example, I wake up, I put on my shoes, I go for a run or my training session, then I come back and my reward is drinking my coffee or going for coffee somewhere. Okay. For the YouTube stuff as well, I need to plan some ideas. I need to actually sit down and do the videos. I need to edit them. I need to upload them. Yeah. So you get the point. You're just writing down essentially what do I need to do in order to get this result. And if you don't notice, because your result is clear and not clear, I already wrote them down to be very clear so I know what to do and you can measure it. But sometimes you write down, for example here, if you were to write down having a better relationship, it's a good goal, but you don't really know what to do and you don't really know what the criteria is to get this done. So you would need to do another category right here to just define what that goal actually means. And you can just ask yourself like, okay, what does done actually mean? Okay, what needs to happen so I can mark this as done? And how do I know this is actually done? And then you just write down the criterias. Maybe I already did this. Maybe it's doing some hobby together. Maybe it's spending more time together. Maybe it's going for dinner or a date night. Something like this that will actually lead you to get this result that you can just cross off. Okay, needs to be specific. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck and you don't know what to do. So now that you have this and you know actually what's really important to you, you know your emotional motive behind it. This is the why that gives you the meaning and the emotional investment that you need. Because I had this as well, where I just wrote down some goals that didn't really mean anything to me. And then I wondered, okay, well, why am I not making progress towards these goals? Well, it's because there wasn't any emotional meaning for it to mean something to me behind it. All right. So there wasn't a strong why. And therefore I didn't really make it a priority and really worked on it because it wasn't important to me and it didn't mean anything to me. All right. But by having this being clear, and then you can even, not to make it too complicated, but if you want to make progress in business, you can also think about if there are better ways in order to achieve that motive. Okay. You have your to-dos, and the last thing is just to prioritize. So you want to make sure that prioritize, even if you only achieve 2 goals that week, you want to make sure that those goals are really the most important ones. Okay. Because then you're still going to feel very satisfied at the end of the week, and you're going to feel fulfilled, and you're going to feel happy with yourself because you still accomplished those really 1 or 2 absolute must be done goals that are really important to you. And you find this out by asking a few more questions. Number 1, you just go through your goals one by one, and you ask yourself, if this was the only thing I accomplished this week, would I feel? Okay. So you just ask this and you go through it. Okay, so if I were to finish the specific song and this was the only thing I would be doing this week, nothing else got done from this list, would I feel satisfied with my week? If it's a no, then your priority might be more like low or mid, okay? But not high. And you go through this. This one, for example, I know is very important for me. And even if I just trained really hard and I made progress towards my expedition I'm planning, I would feel satisfied with my week. And I also know that if I make progress in my personal life, it also reflects in my business and I make more progress in my business. So this has much more power. And therefore, this is high for me. Okay? Same with the YouTube stuff. I know this is high for me as well. And this one as well, the tech stuff. Okay, so the other ones, this is mid. This would be nice if I get it done, but if not, I can still do it. This one as well, more like mid. This one as well, mid. Okay, and this one, let's say, is low. And the charity is low as well. Okay, so now you have your things that where you know, like, hey, if I just got these done this week, I would feel very satisfied with my week. Okay, then you're almost done. I would just suggest that you write those few things down that are super important to you. Maybe on another list, maybe on a post-it somewhere. So it would be for me like 4 things training. Okay, then 2, 3 YouTube videos. What else? Yeah, and the texting. So those will be my 3 goals that I really want to get done this week. And even if I don't get anything else done, but I get these 3 things done, I'm going to feel very satisfied with my week. And you see that this isn't just business. This is your entire life. So you're going to feel fulfilled as well. And also because you have your motives in there, it feels very meaningful to you. Okay? So there's some purpose in doing these things. And what you can then do is to just, especially if you wrote down exactly what you need to do, go into your calendar or some other planner where you plan your days and just schedule in the time. Okay? But since I don't always look at my calendar, what I also do is I just put this somewhere on my desk so I see it every morning. And when I plan my morning, I ask myself, okay, like what's the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or irrelevant? I just look at my 3 goals and I know exactly what to do today in order to get this done at the end of the week. Okay? And that's pretty much it.